Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is an encore to the video I put out yesterday. Where I guaranteed the Dallas Stars were going to be in the Stanley Cup Final, which they are, and they couldn't have scripted it any better. If you have not watched my prior video, go back and watch that. It's going to be linked in the description. Plenty of information there. I'm not going to rehash it all here. We're going to get to how scripted this was. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with Denis Gurianov, who scored the scripted overtime winner for the Dallas Stars. Notice how he's got the 6/7 birthday, June 7th. He scored the winning goal for the Dallas Stars to clinch the series over the Vegas Golden Knights, helping them advance to the Stanley Cup Final. And I want you to see how from his birthday to the start of the Stanley Cup Finals is a span of 108 days. That is not an arbitrary number. If you're new here, we talk about gematria. Gematria is the ancient practice of coding letters into numbers, which comes from Kabbalah and Kabbalah's Book of Formation. It talks about how God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. The word geometry sums to 108. Gematria is geometry within language. They say the distance from the sun to the earth is that of 108 earths. They say the distance from the earth to the moon is the span of 108 moons. Earth, sun, moon, Dallas Stars. Think about it. So, the Dallas Stars winning this game on Gurianov's goal from the date of the game, September 14th, to his upcoming birthday is a span of 266 days. And the reason that matters is because September 22nd, the start of the Stanley Cup Finals, is the 266th day of the year. Steve Munchin, if you watched my prior video, I talk about how his birthday is perfectly synced with the Stanley Cup Finals. His name's 266, Jesus Homain Salvator. The slogan for the Jesuits, who are the ones who control the world of rig sports, is 266. Pope Francis is the first publicly Jesuit pope. He's the 266th pope. From the Stanley Cup Finals to his upcoming birthday is a span of 87 days, like how National Hockey League is 87. Think of Sidney Crosby, the face of the National Hockey League, who was born on 8/7 in the year 87, wearing the number 87. So Gurianov and Pope Francis, they have birthdays 193 days apart. Notice championships 193, Denis Gurianov's 193, Dale Hawerchuk, who was murdered for the Stanley Cup Finals, has the 4/4 birthday. 193 is the 44th prime number. So the Jesuits, they were recognized by Rome on August 15th, the date written 15/8, like how Denis Gurianov's 158, so is Freemasonry. Gurianov was born on the 158th day of the year. So it just made me laugh out loud when I predicted yesterday it was all about the Dallas Stars getting to the Stanley Cup Finals, and lo and behold, they win the game to clinch the series on the 62nd shot of the game. And notice Gurianov won it with 3:36 left in over, or 3:36 into overtime. National Hockey League sums to 3:36, and the Dallas Stars won it on their 62nd shot of the game. Like how Stanley Cup Finals is 62, Buccaneers is 62, Tropical Storm 62, Golden Knights is 62. The entire season was foretold June 2nd, which was the date I told people to circle on the calendar, the date the NHL suspended play, because Stanley Cup Finals is 62. I said, pay attention to that date. You're going to get a ritual that's going to foreshadow the Stanley Cup Final. Sure enough, on 6/2, we got the story about a Tropical Storm Cristobal, Tropical Storm 62. How perfect. So, Tropical Storm's 179, Tampa Bay Lightning's 179, Buccaneers is 179, Dallas, Texas is 179. So Dale Hawerchuk, from his birthday to the date of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals, which is when it's going to end when Tampa wins 4-1 over Dallas, is 179 days. How perfect. Dallas, Texas, Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Tropical Storm. You couldn't have scripted it any better. If you watch my prior videos, I elaborate a lot more on Dale Hawerchuk. So from Hawerchuk's birthday to Gurianov's birthday is 64 days, like how Golden Knights is 64. Gurianov sends the Golden Knights home. It was also the Stars' 64th all-time series. So it just made me laugh. Like I said yesterday, Dallas Stars get their 103rd all-time playoff win, entering the Stanley Cup Finals in the 103rd season of the NHL. 103 is the 27th prime number. It's the Stars' 27th season since relocating from Minnesota. The last time the Lightning and Stars played was on the 27th day of the year. We just saw the New York Islanders advance to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in 27 years. The Jesuits have 27 universities currently in the United States. So notice they stayed on 91 losses. That was easy to see. Stanley Cup Finals is 91, so is Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning are playing right now. I don't know if they're going to win or not tonight. It would make perfect sense for the Lightning to advance to the Stanley Cup on Thursday on 17/9, right? But it is possible they could end it tonight because 17/9, that's the 41st prime number. We're going to elaborate a little more on that. But anyway, notice the Lightning, they're going to get that 87th win over the Islanders, and then they're going to get 4 more to give them 91, like Stanley Cup Finals, like Tampa Bay Lightning. How perfect. So Steven Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning, notice how he has the 2/7 birthday. He wears the number 91. Tyler Seguin, number 91 for the Dallas Stars. Notice how he's got the January 31st birthday. He's also 28 years old. So notice how in gematria, when you wrote Stanley Cup Finals is 57, NBA Finals is 57, World Series is 57. When you write out 57, it's 131, like championship, like Super Bowl. So the Vegas Golden Knights, as I predicted in my video where I said you got to love rigged sports, I guaranteed after Game 1, the Knights and the Stars were going to split the next 2 games, which they did when Vegas went ahead, or Vegas tied the series 1-1. I said I don't think they're going to win another game. The reason why was because of this right here. They're going to stay on 28 all-time wins. Dallas, Texas is 128. And notice again how they have 139 goals scored. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and their game on 13/9 and how that was perfectly foreshadowing the Dallas Stars advancing to the Stanley Cup Final the next night, which they did. So, Zach Whitecloud, he's the one who took the penalty in overtime that gave the Dallas Stars the power play, which they scored on to win the series. Whitecloud took the penalty where, if you don't know how it works in hockey, you cannot intentionally shoot the puck over the glass in your own end. Otherwise, you get a delay of game penalty. That's what this guy did, and I guarantee he did it on purpose. So, Zach Whitecloud, notice him and Denis Gurianov both have that 158 gematria. And notice as well how from the Stanley Cup Finals to Whitecloud's upcoming birthday is 67 days, like how hockey's 67, like how Gurianov has the 6/7 birthday. The NHL expansion happened in 67. The Dallas Stars were part of that expansion as the Minnesota North Stars. That's a date written 6/7 or 7/6. Championship 68. Denis Gurianov 66. Zach Whitecloud 68. And he sends the Stars to the championship. Gurianov does. How perfect. So we're going to get into this game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Notice this game summed to 37 points. We'll get to that. But I want you to see how Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Cowboys, threw for 266 yards, right? Like how the Stanley Cup Finals begin on the 266th day of the year. How perfect. So Super Bowl 37, think about the Rams and the Cowboys summoned to 37 points. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, again, this is the 103rd season of the NHL, the 27th prime number. Dallas Stars is 27th season since relocating from Minnesota. The last time the Stars and Lightning played was on the 27th day of the year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won Super Bowl 37 in their 27th season. This year is the Tampa Bay Lightning's 28th season, but it's only their 27th season of play. How perfect. Dallas, Texas, 28. So this game summed to 69 points. If you watch my prior videos, you know all about the number 69. We're not going to elaborate a whole lot more on that. But again, Buccaneers 37, Stanley Cup 37. So here's Dak Prescott throwing for 266 yards. Look at how old he is, 27 years old. How perfect. So from Dak Prescott's birthday to Super Bowl 55 is a span of 193 days. Number that does connect the championships, 44th prime. We went over that already. I'm not saying the Dallas Stars are going to be, or the Dallas Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl, but they're a team to keep your eye on. You know, they looked like shit against the Rams, but the Niners also looked like shit. So did the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to get to them, or the Seattle Seahawks did not. We're going to get to them. So I want you to see how, again, I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to be there, but it's really interesting that from Prescott's birthday to the start of the Stanley Cup Finals is 55 days, like how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hosting Super Bowl 55 on 2/7. So think about that. I'm going to give you guys something to marinate on, you know? Somebody asked me the video, again, I to look at his comment, I did look at your comment. It is interesting. Again, everything's still up in the air at this point. We don't know what the Super Bowl is going to be yet, but to me, it's either going to be the Seahawks, the Cowboys, or the Niners in the NFC, and it's going to be either the Texans or the Chiefs in the AFC. But wait till you see this. I'm going to show you a little bit more. I'm going to show you something really interesting that I want you guys to think about and draw your own conclusions to. I know a lot of you guys make brilliant comments. I always read them and look forward to reading them. So, notice again how Dak Prescott, his name's 231, like how Dale Howardchuck's 231, like how George Perry Floyd's 231. Dale Howardchuck was dead on the 231st day of his age. But I want you to see something interesting. When Gurianov won this game in overtime for Dallas, he scored 336 into overtime, right? 336, that's a span of 216 seconds. 216 is the sum of 6 times 6 times 6. Now, from November 18th, 2018 to September 14th, 2020 was a span of exactly 666 days. Now, check this out. September 14th, because it's a leap year, is the 258th day of the year, and number of the beast is 258. Everybody knows about Revelation 13:18. Number of the beast is a number of a man, and his number is 666, right? Number of the beast is 66. That comes from the book of Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. So I want you to see how on September 13th, the Seahawks opened the season by defeating the Atlanta Falcons with a sum of 63 points, like how September 14th, I don't know what that just did. Hopefully I didn't screw something up. But anyway, this was a date with 63 numerology, and the Seahawks won with 63 combined points. Notice they won with 38, and the Super Bowl's in the 38th day of the year, like how Atlanta went down with 25 points. Of course, Falcons is 25. Think about Super Bowl, Super Bowl 51 and the 25-point comeback on 2/5 when they moved the touchback to 25 yards. But anyway, Tampa Bay is also 25. And that's what makes me wonder, could we see the Seahawks there? Because think about last year. Zach made a great blog post on this. Go back and look at that. But his blog post, he talked about how Russell Wilson against the New Orleans Saints last year on what date? September 22nd, had his first rushing touchdown in 666 days. And I'm really thinking, because we saw these beast rituals already with Seattle, think of the Beast Quake, which was also against the New Orleans Saints. It really makes me wonder if we're not going to see Seattle there. The Seahawks are a very possible team. And here's something else. On November 15th, which was Thursday Night Football, but it was still the weekend of November 18th, or that football week, even though it wasn't exactly 666 weeks. I want you to see how it's interesting that the Seahawks became 5-5 that day, and how they won with 27 points, right? Like 103rd season, 27th prime. The Green Bay Packers went down with 24 points. 27 plus 24 is 51. This is the 51st Super Bowl of the modern era since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970. So again, it's very interesting. Now on November 18th, you'll notice how the Buccaneers and Giants played a game that summed to 63 points. Eli Manning threw for 231 yards that day. The Bengals and the Ravens also became 5-5 that day. The Chiefs and the Texans, both quarterbacks. I think it was still Alex Smith for the Chiefs at the time, or maybe it was Mahomes. Might have been Mahomes at that. Was he there in 2018? He might have been. But either way, he threw for 208 yards, and so did Deshaun Watson. There could be something to that. Again, we haven't figured out the NFL yet, but just giving you guys stuff to marinate on. The important thing is for people to see how rigged the NHL was and what a joke that last night's game was, right? They scored 2 goals in the final 10 minutes to tie the game. And then they take a dumb penalty in overtime, handing it to Dallas, and the most perfect guy scores the goal on the most perfect day of his age. It's just a joke. But I want you to see how in this game Russell Wilson threw for 225 yards. If you watched my prior video, watch the first video I put out on the Stanley Cup Finals this year. That's my video titled Dale Hawerchuk Murdered for the Stanley Cup Finals. It's 45 minutes long, but I'm telling you, it's worth every second. Watch that. You're going to learn all about the number 225. And it's really interesting that Russell Wilson threw for 225 yards this game. And like we talked about with championships, with Gurianov and White Cloud being 68, like how Seattle, Washington, 68, June 2nd, 6/2, that's the day leaving 212 days left in the year. And that's a big ritual this year. We talked about how they're syncing up the Stanley Cup Finals perfectly with Super Bowl 55. So is the death of Dale Hawerchuk. It's all synced up perfectly with the Stanley Cup and the Super Bowl. And June 2nd, the day leaving 212 days left in the year. New York Islanders is also 212. And that's what makes me wonder if they're not going to or that was why I said they're going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, because that was a day leaving 212 days left in the year. They're going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 27 years. So check this out. The last time the Seahawks and Chiefs played, notice how this game was 777 days before Super Bowl 55. Makes me think of 9/11, right, where Flight 77 hit the 77-foot-tall Pentagon 77 minutes after taking off on the 77th Meridian West, traveling 777 feet per second. They blamed it on a boogeyman in a cave. But notice how this game summed to 69 points, like how Super Bowl 37 summed to 69 points. Seattle, again, won with 38 points. Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year. It's possible. It is possible. So, what's interesting about this game, the Texans and the Seahawks, is that this game was played 171 weeks before Super Bowl 55. And Dallas Stars is 171. Remember, Dale Hawerchuk, his birthday was 171 days before the start of the Stanley Cup Finals. Another reason I had Dallas checkmarked in there as being the Western Conference opponent. And again, the game summed to 79 points. Tampa Bay is 79. 79 is the 25th prime number. Tampa Bay's hosting the upcoming Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year. Again, the Texans this time went down with 38 points. Super Bowl is 41. Seattle won with 41 points. And think about this. Another reason I said in my prior videos, if you go back and watch those, I talk about how if Dallas closes it out yesterday, September 14th, 2020, I said that that's going to be on Deshaun Watson's 25th birthday. And again, to me, it's either Texans or Chiefs in the AFC. And again, remember, Houston Texans is 51. It is the 51st Super Bowl of the modern era. You know, I know they got smoked by the Chiefs, but you have to remember it's all a script. Last year, they beat the Chiefs in the regular season. Then they got punked in the playoffs. So again, it's all a script. I'm just giving you guys things to marinate on. Somebody in my prior video talked about, can you read my comment, which I did. You guys always leave good comments, but I'm just telling you this could possibly be a Super Bowl. The Seahawks are a possible team. So are the Niners. So are the Cowboys. To me, it's one of those three. The Seahawks are the only ones that look good. The Cowboys and the 49ers, they look like trash. But again, it's all a script. As bad as one team looks one week is as good as they'll look the next week. So we shall see. But I want you guys to see this. Again, they couldn't have scripted it any better, man. The Stanley Cup Finals. Perfect script. All right, guys, take it easy. You have a good one. You know what? Before we do that, let's see if anything happened in the NHL yet. I believe that game's starting. It's 8:29. I'm gonna look at this on my phone real quick, see if we have a score yet. Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders. Let's see. No score. 8:49 to go, first period.